Hey everybody. Time to continue. So last time we did level 5, 6 and 7. So now we're gonna do level 8. So this level is very different from all the other levels, because you don't step on the scale, but you still have to collect stuff. So in each pool, you're gonna chase the nibbly pibblies, like you always do. But when you start, I'm sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. This 8th level consists of 4 pools, and in every pool you want to collect 20 points. But it is different on the first pool. On the first pool you want to collect 13. So it's 13, 20, 20 and 20. And you want to try to count how many points you're on. Because if you're counting and you know, okay, now I have 13 points, you can just swim to the exit and you save some time in that way. And also, some of your points go over to the next pool, so that makes it even better to keep track on how many points you're having. So I will also reiterate how the point system works. Just like in the other levels, a blue nibbly pibbly is 1 point, a red nibbly pibbly is 2 points, and a gold nibbly pibbly is 3 points. And another thing I would like to add is that when you're chasing these nibbly pibblies, I always try to be a little bit below them, because you can travel upwards faster than you can sink downwards. So, like being below them and being able to swim up quickly and eat them is really good. I'm gonna start for a little bit and we're gonna count, and then we'll get to the next one. I'll say some more stuff. 1, 4, 6. This went too high. 8, 11, 14. So now I know I have 14, so I know it will open, but I also know that I finished with 14 points. And since I only needed 13 points, I know that I have 1 bonus point. So going into pool number 2, we need 20 points. As I said before, first pool 13 points, and the 3 other pools is 20, 20 and 20. So since we had 1 bonus point from the last one, we know that we need 19 points now. So I'm just gonna count from 1. One thing that I want to say also is that maybe you noticed, but I try to be positioned so that when it's possible for me to eat the nibbly pibblies, I'm right in front of them. And I don't think it showed, but if it comes a situation where I can decide to go chase a nibbly pibbly, I won't do that if it's too far away, because like chasing a nibbly pibbly to eat it and then going back and going back to some other place, and you just start chasing nibbly pibblies all around. It's very good to try to stay in one place. That's 4, 5, 7, 8. I think that's 12, 15, 18, Okay, that should have been 21, was 21 in my brain, so apparently I lost count, so stuff happens. So I guess I should mention that the order in which they will be is always the same. So I know that it will be a gold one now, and I know that the bottom one is a black one. You can always count from the bottom, like the bottom one will be black, and then it will be a golden one, and then it will be a blue one, and then it will be a red one, and then it repeats. Black, gold, blue, red, black, gold, blue, red. That it counts for all of the nimbus abilities. Actually, I only picked up one piano tuner in this level, and that's what I usually do for my PB/world record attempts. But especially for this pool, I would recommend that you have two piano tuners, because if you saw, you have one fish tower here and one fish tower here, and it's really good to stand here and just react when the fishes come out, and when they come out you just try to eat them as fast as you can, because yeah, they'll just swim away really fast, and it can be really hard to catch them when they're above the spikes swimming around. I forgot to mention also that if you want to be more safe and grab an extra life, there's an extra life in the third pool of that level, and I think it's worth going for. It's okay, level 9. This level has ice physics, so you're gonna want to jump in some places to avoid or to control your character better. But at the start, I would say you just grab the piano tuner, jump over this one, and one thing you can do is go for jumping here and trying to catch that one. But I definitely realize that if you're going for, if you just want to start to get a decent time, then there's no use going for that. So instead, I recommend that you go for like this, like that, like I did there. Just gonna do it again. So the reason why I break there is because if you try to jump when you're at full speed, when you're going full speed like this, it's really hard, and you can actually see on the snake that it's bouncing. So on those bounces you can't jump. Here, I guess I would recommend starting out, you should just play this level and get a feeling of how the ice physics works. But if you want to get more nitty-gritty, like if you want to start going some really fast, then the thing I talked about with with speed buffers, there's kind of a speed buffer thing you can do with ice, which can be really powerful, since going uphill can be really slow. So like when I'm going up this hill, if I have a decent amount of speed, I can jump and start moving left, and I still have speed going this way, going upwards. So when I move upwards, it's gonna move me so that I can go to the left. And since I'm already moving left, the snake is building up speed, and when I'm able to move to the left, my character will already have a lot of leftwards speed, like that. But it also requires you to jump before you hit the wall, otherwise you lose your speed. So that's just a helpful thing to think about, the speed buffering on ice blocks. So after we catch the stairs here, we have the sugar cube. If you want to take it careful, you can like stand around here. So you can see, like, instead of going really slowly like this, I jump. And if I want to, yeah, you can like manipulate your position by hesitating a bit. It's really good to be careful so that you don't get hit. Getting hit, like not getting smashed, but just running into it was actually a lot harder to simply take some damage. If you get hit by a bomb, the hit will be equal to losing about 4 points. So, you're probably gonna wanna take this piano tuner to the right also. I actually don't think it helps very much, because when it's only important like sometimes, but it like for example that one that I missed, I don't think it helps, but anyway, I think it's good to take anyway, because it's so easy to miss one, and for every one that you miss it's like 3 seconds lost, so it's just good to minimize that. There's a lot of ways to take it, and I would think like a good way to do it safe is like just move out and try to move back in a good way. I think I've been grinding this so much that I just feel like I really try to get like an intuitive sense of how it feels to be around here, so it's a bit hard to try to explain to someone who hasn't done it at all. But I would think like moving out a bit, and then I do it like move out, and then move down, and then move left. Like jump right, left. Jump right, down, left. I think I try to do it like I don't hold the buttons for a long time, because you don't want to start building up speed. So that's all I can say for tips about taking that. I think if you find it hard to do, you might just want to skip it, because I think it's helpful, but I don't think it's especially helpful. So for this level you need 13 points, and I would say like when they land there, exactly where it landed there on the very edge here, I would say don't be too stressed out about catching them, because sometimes it's like impossible, and you don't want to die for it, because that's a big time waste, and it's gonna be hard to avoid game overs anyway when you haven't played a lot. So So I'm just gonna do this climb once and we'll see what I have to say about it later. Okay. So when I go here, I always spam, like press the jump button twice, because you have a chance, or if you get the double jump, it's usually really good. So. And then you can see like how I'm always moving diagonally. Like, I haven't really theorized about this, why I'm doing this, but like, I guess when you jump, you jump higher than this. Like you can see that, especially when I'm right beside the next plateau or the next step, I'm kind of getting pushed by I'm kind of rubbing up against the step. So going diagonally against the wall kind of helps me do sort of a small speed buffer. And like, doesn't my speed seem faster? I'm very unscientific about it, but it definitely feels like or it seems like it's going faster. I realize, of course, that I should be more. I should study it more. So what I'm trying to like show off now is that it's actually possible to catch that step right before it comes before it goes there, if you're doing it just right. But I'm very inconsistent at it. Oh, I got it there, but I only got it because I just jumped so fast that I got away with it. But say we're new at this, I would say go like this instead. I'm gonna do a save state up there, we can go through it a couple of times. So we're gonna go to the top here and just stand in this corner, and when we see that it's clear to leave, we can just go down. Yeah, yeah, I was just trying out if you actually had to stop, but yeah, it's a really good idea to stop. So I don't know, like, yeah, I think it's just move to the right and jump, and then when you see that you're in line that you see that you're above the slope, you just move up and catch the slope. Another important thing here is you really want to brake here, because as I talked about earlier, if you're going downhill, you're bouncing and it makes it harder to jump. Like, it can be super hard. Even if you're mashing, it's not consistent, in my opinion. You have to slow down. So if you wanna be careful, I definitely recommend slowing down to a stop. And then you can just get your way up there. So there you can see, like, when I move up here, I try to do jumps there that are diagonal, because something about the speed in this game on these ice slopes. I wasn't scientific about the speed before, and I'm not gonna figure something out during the video, I think. So since this can be really precise, what happens can differentiate a lot depending on very small differences in your movement. So for me, this level is not very consistent in how I do it. It usually involves some kind of small improvisations, but of course it gets kind of similar when you do it a lot. So I'm trying to think here. Like, you can do that skip if you feel that it seems too hard. I guess you should skip it. I'm thinking if I should say something about this last stair towards the end. This can definitely be hard. So my tip is press one direction at once. Going diagonals make you move slower or like doesn't change your speed as quickly, and just like going diagonals can often increase the chance to let me think. Increase the chance that your speed is like way too high and just fly off. I'm gonna get something to drink. Hey, sorry. So I guess I can play through this level once. Or I could split it up because it's sort of like 3 sections. Yeah, so this is the second section, I guess. So at the beginning you can do either go this way, and I would say that's totally okay to do, because it can be kind of tricky, that first skip. If you want to do the skip, it's really important, like the idea is that you go quite far down, and it's important that you're at the lower part of this and not like the higher part. And it's because you're gonna fall for quite a long distance and you don't want to die because of fall damage. And there I died because I didn't move in. Like, you want to land, like if you think about the fall damage or dying from falling, this is the highest point where you can land. So you want to try to land here. If you want, like, that means that you can go that you can jump from further up if you land on this topmost place. I like to not move the snake very much. I just jump and move a little bit, and then I wait until I just slide by myself, and then I jump when I'm reaching the lowest bit, or the lower part. And here you just slide down. I don't like help it anything, because maybe I should actually, but you fall really fast anyway, so it's okay. And for this, it's sort of a skip again. It's a lot easier. You just, I recommend that you start moving, and just when you start moving you jump, because say you jump and then you start moving, you have a little bit less time to get in the right position. So just a tiny thing, but it can help. Like that, and you're down, ready to catch nibbly pibblies. Doing it optimally, you just want to brush up like that, but most important thing is that you're comfortable. Okay, so eating the nibbly pibblies. Whoops! I was meant to. I was gonna do a save state, not load. So the idea here is that you want to position yourself so that you can catch as many nibbly pibblies as possible, and you don't want to die. And so that makes it good to know, like, in what ways is this foot dangerous. And it is very dangerous, because if it squishes you, you lose all the balls that you have on your tail, and that can be up to 40 seconds time loss. So you really want to avoid getting squished at all costs. So the squishing will happen like so. You can look at the lines here where I'm walking like this. This is safe area, and this is also a safe area. So where I end up going is basically moving here and here. It's lagging a lot, I'm sorry. Because there's one falling point here, which is very common, but also like here somewhere, and here. And also sometimes they fall on the slope, like around here, and like around here or something, and the chance is quite big that they will fly up to you so you can catch them. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So kind of like I talked about in level 8, you wanna really try to catch these nibbly pibblies as fast as you can, so that they don't have time to fly away. And also, if the foot is in your way, you might want to do like one lick to lick up a nibbly pibbly, but the foot is in the way, so it doesn't help. So on this level, I always lick like twice or thrice to pick up a nibbly pibbly. Yeah, so yes, let's go down to the scale. Oh, I actually forgot to say, this level requires 17 points. You can see it in my splits. So this level requires more nibbly pibblies than any other stage, or any other ground stage. But this platform is kind of okay. You just really want to avoid getting killed by this foot. You might want to kill the foot. I think it can be kind of hard because it regenerates fast, so it's kind of a bother. So there's two ways to get down to the scale. You can either just jump like this and land on the edge there, and I really like to do this strat because it lines you up in a good way to go up like this. But it's definitely harder. So the way I would recommend for someone that doesn't want to go all out just yet, I would say, like, just go down here and you can just let yourself slide down. Like when I'm going down slopes like this, I want to take it easy and maybe do a jump if I feel that I don't have control, since it goes so quickly anyway. You just prefer to have some control. You want to be careful though, so you don't jump like this and you fall too far and you die. So that's also why you want to slide. Another thing you might want to think about when doing this is that you can do sort of a speed buffer if you land in a good way. But yeah, I don't know, that's some nerdy shit. It's a bit. It's really good if you wanna optimize your time, but just doing like a few rounds or in a race setting, you might be a little bit too much. So I'm gonna show this last section, how I do it. Yeah. Going hard. Just gotta do it again. Yeah, that went a lot better. Okay, so this is kind of similar to level 9. You just want to jump down and move to the left when you see that you can move onto the platform. And then of course you have to go up here and take the time. Or I guess you don't have to, but it's faster. You want to avoid going like to here, because then you're gonna spawn a stone like that, and it can really mess you up. Like if you jump at the same time, there's a chance that it will squish you. If you can avoid that, that's good. So that's kind of the similar thing. Jump, and then when you see that you can go up the slope, you just move to the left again. But here's a little bit different, because you're gonna have a lot of speed and you want to start going upwards. So here I hold to the left, and I start holding, actually the same time that I start holding left, I jump like this, and then I hold left, and then I always have a lot of speed, so I hold left and up, so it's like left and up, and then yeah, left. Have the speed that I usually have. Left and up. So, for the next part here, this blue thing is like a good visual cue, I think, like around the blue thing. You wanna go up and might as well take a little bit extra when you're not sure. Blue, and then go up here, and I usually take out this, no never mind, we just go up here, and here it's like jump, and then when I jump here, I'm always obviously holding upwards, but when I get up here to the slope, I also add holding left, and you can see how I went kind of in a bad direction, but that's the point, or like that thing that I did there. That's the point, that you jump up and then when you spam jump, you're gonna end up here, where you obviously where you want to be. Spam it and then we get up. If you go too much up here, you're gonna spawn a stone, so we wanna try to avoid that. So jump and add holding to the left and spam, and then when we got up here, this part to the left here is actually one of the most annoying parts of this climb. So it's really good to like really get a good amount of speed and just get so much momentum going downwards that you can just do like that. That you can just use the leftover downwards momentum to carry you so that you can get up on this part. If you feel that that's just too hard and it's not worth learning, I don't think you will lose very much time just going safe and going here. And yeah, this is a safe spot, so you don't have to be super quick. And if you want to do this safe thing, I would say hold up like this and then jump and let go of the left and then hold down. Okay, that was a bad strategy. I gotta do my research. Yeah, you have to like mix in holding left and holding down. I'm really sorry if the directions are really confusing. Like when I say up, I mean up right, and when I say left, I mean top left. It's an isometric game. That's just reality. I guess like if you mess up here, it can be really like hard. I guess the best thing I could recommend is trying to inch your way out like this, and then jump and then just push upwards directly. It can be a really tricky part. Then when you go here, optimally you want to have like, you want to be here or something, because then when you jump, you get up on top of this one directly. You just go up and just wait for this one so you don't get squished, and like do a healthy mix of left and down, so that you keep your speed but you don't fall. So this is what people call the stairway to hell. My strat for this one is like try to put yourself somewhere around here so that you get onto the stairs. And our strat's gonna be get onto the stair and then get on the left side, kind of like this. And when we're high enough, we're just gonna jump and skip one footstep or one step the stairs. And it's I think it's quite a good strategy, because like when the snake is going kind of slow like that, you have time to sort of see what's happening and sort of be ready. And like getting up the stairs this quickly, I think you should be really happy with that. So I wait kind of being like in the middle. Being like in the middle of the icy step is good enough. So you can decide either if you want to go up to this top step or just go directly from this one. It's not bad at all to practice and doing it from the last footstep instead of going to the plateau at the top. But if you're new, I really understand if you want to get some extra leniency. And one last tip for this level is when you're aiming for this this door, make sure you're as up. You go up, and then you just look at the vertical lines, because the patterns of the iceberg is sort of vertical. So you just line up yourself to the fourth one and let yourself fall. Boom. Go to the fourth and stop. So we're almost done with this game. I remember when I tried to beat this boss the first time, I actually didn't understand what I was supposed to do. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lick the foot. The foot licking all along. And the reason why I didn't understand what was happening was because the foot was regenerating, and I was just incapable of mashing fast enough. So when I go into this stage, I try to catch it like that, but it kind of requires you to practice the muscle memory for it, and it can be kind of tricky, and you don't want to die on the last stage and lose everything, so you might just want to take it easy. And then I would recommend that you line yourself up so that okay, I'm gonna go up and then I'm gonna get to the foot, and like I get there and then you start mash, and then you mash some more, and you don't want to get squished by that one. The boulder there is really dangerous. The two components to beating this boss, I would say, is the mashing and being able to move on this low gravity area. So if you're able to move along with the foot like this, without walking into the foot and without being too far away, that's gonna allow you to get in a lot more hits. You can see that I'm not doing it very well. Not quite. The fourth one is kind of hard. So if you move kind of like that and you have a decent amount of mashing, you're gonna be able to kill the foot a lot easier. I don't know if I have any tips about mashing. For me, mashing works best with the index finger, but that's probably because I always play with one hand. This is actually my grip when I play. Like I hold it like this. So even if I'm playing with a controller, I usually like to hold so I can mash with my index finger. Yeah, last thing I want to mention is when you're killing this boss and you're mashing, like if you're mashing very quickly, I can just stand still and do it. You see, I'm mashing like really fast, and when I'm mashing really fast, the snake is just on the ground. But if I miss my mashing, the snake does a lick jump. You can see it like this. And the lick jumps will make you miss the foot when it's standing. But when it's jumping, it's really good to do this, to do like a lick jump and then lick it. So optimally when beating this boss, or I think it's optimally at least, you kind of want to mash and then get like that tiny jump from the lick. Oh, actually I kind of changed my mind. Maybe you saw that I got a lot more hits in right there, and that was because of my positioning. Like if I'm standing here, sorry, I'm standing like a little bit further down, it's a higher chance that I'm missing. I feel like I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now, but let's just say that the lick jumps can be useful when beating this boss, and you want to mash fast, very very fast, and you want to try to learn to move along with the foot, and sometimes you have to adjust your positioning, but that will of course give you less time to focus on the boss. I also noticed that when I was like killing the boss, if you can manage to get your positioning down when the foot is in this place, to stand like this, you can just lick on the foot without getting hit by the boulder. Like this, yeah. And my hand is tired now, so my mashing is super bad. But with that said, I think these videos might have some useful information for anyone that wants to speedrun this game. I threw this together for a weekly race, for a race where 4 people are gonna play this game versus each other after practicing it for a week, so this is sort of help them to prepare for that. This game is really fun, so if you ever want to talk about it, you can just leave me a comment or something, and I'd love to talk about it. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye bye!